coming from me. Or I think he lied to me. It's like, you've been watching this whole time? You and your best friend, you've been watching me? How about you just be what you needed? I didn't belong anywhere.
My wool comes at a very hefty price. Or as they say, heavy as the crown.
It's always in there. I don't know why I was telling you guys about that. How was I telling you about that? I don't know. I'm just reflecting. Happens every 26,000 years. That was happening? Maybe? Yeah. If you learn that you maybe misjudged someone, I remember a time before cell phones. I invested $3.07 in Roundup. So you know I'm a hopeful romantic. And I love to people watch. Me and my posse. The pulse. It's something, some place or something that's been transmitting it's a signal. Just right now my anxiety is gripping me. So the other day I ran into my cousin, one of my cousins that I haven't seen in a long time. I don't know, it's like what I want to say to her, for her to know, like hands down, is you can't let them get you, cousin. You can't let them get you. When people inflict an injury on you, and how can you work for an agency for almost 5 years and not know that you have a union? Isn't union representation supposed to be made visible and available to the people that it's afforded to? I went through something where it was so dark and so nasty, and I didn't even know that I had union representation, that I could find someone. I needed to stop that, because I was getting way too hype. But I just want to encourage my cousin and anybody else, if you've ever been like for real just fucked with, like somebody that couldn't stand it, that they couldn't get you, that they couldn't make you sad, that they couldn't make you mad, because it's accountability when people try to behave like children as adults, and their egos make them do stupid shit. You think I was gonna do? Did you think I was not gonna say something? I didn't even do anything. You think I'm not gonna say something to you? You think I'm not gonna ask you to further explain? Yeah, they get called out. And I'm gonna tell you how Spirit Houdini'd me out of what I know was a sticky situation, and I didn't even know. I'm practicing listening to my intuition, and when Spirit communicates something to me, if my spidey sense is engaged and I think to make a move in a different direction, I do that. Not only did you not get me, but I actually got you. I got you. What's up? I just wanted to reiterate that a bully is a defeated coward. They have succumbed most of the times to the very treatment that resulted in them becoming bullies. They, sadly, have become what they actually hate. I've seen it. So examine yourself, see if that applies. If it does, and it's not a call out to shame you. It's a call out to make you aware of yourself. And maybe you cannot give someone a bad day. Maybe you can brighten your own day just by doing a kind deed, a kind gesture, instead of being a dark cloud over someone for reasons that person doesn't even know. They don't even know that you have an issue with them. They don't even know why you have an issue with them, why you're picking at them. Like there's a group of men who thinks that they are invisible, and they're not. It's just like you have zero stealth. There's nothing stealthy about you. There are women that sit back that are watching you do what you do. They're watching you. Me, myself, when I had the opportunity to speak up because I saw people being mistreated, and it was under the direction of several individuals that were all male. People hate being called out. You don't want to get called out, then don't do call out worthy shit. Isn't life hard enough? Because just imagine the people that you're coming up against. They had to stand up to a lot of the exact same things that you're having to stand up to. But they did you as an opponent. They did you on the board. They were not thinking about you. How unfair is that? That makes you a bully. That's the legacy. That the people who I'm referring to, that's the legacy that they actually will end up passing on to their children. You don't have any source of pride, anything that is iconic or historic that you're giving to your children, because the truth comes out inevitably. Even if it's long after you've passed away, there is no covering it up. You don't have a brotherhood big enough, old enough. There's not enough of you to cover up what you've done. And when people consider why, you already know they know why. You know they know why. So stop sending in people to ask how much you know, how much people know, trying to put gag orders on people. Don't talk about this, don't say this. No. Why don't you act like an actual human being that's coexisting with other human beings? And stop being an entire demon. So on one hand, I am speaking for myself, but I know that I'm also speaking for a completely concealed and covered, intentionally covered, steamrolled group of individuals. Men and women have experienced this, where you will have invested so much time into a relationship, into work even, and because someone had horns and fangs, they were covert narcissists, people that just wanted to run you. They didn't know how to stand in their power and authority, and so they grossly, disgustingly abused and misused their power and authority to just give you a really hard time. Some people gave me a really hard time for no reason, unprovoked, unless the provocation or the point of provocation was them trying to misbehave or be ugly with me or bully someone in front of me, and for me to speak up and say, hey, that ain't cool. And because I know that I can't make anyone do anything, that I can't make you treat me right or treat the people in front of me right, or at least just to not be abusive. You don't have to treat me like anything, but you certainly cannot be abusive to me or even around me, because no one deserves your lack of self-discipline, your inability to watch your tongue, your inability to control your temper and your anger and your micromanaging issues. You can't even manage yourself. To the people who this applies to, these people can't even manage themselves, but would step so far out of line and out of bounds, trying to run you. People tried it with me, and the most that I've ever done is passionately object with a hell no and get away from me from now on. And that just infuriated them. It infuriated them. And some of them, because they read a couple of books, they know how to use their words and will inspire a reaction out of you that somehow in their delusional minds validates the mistreatment of you. I just want to encourage anyone that can relate to this part. If you want to know where the tone comes from, whenever my tone changes, and I'm not speaking with soft words, I'm not speaking at a moderate pace, I start talking fast, my voice raises, it gets a higher pitch, because I become so passionate and so emotional about that type of manipulation, really any manipulation. But my scars are more than healed. Can you be triggered? Am I triggered whenever I observe someone else going through the same hardships that I've overcome? Of course that triggers me. But what triggers me even more is the idea that those same demons that haunt and taunt others, that will trick you out of your home, that will trick you out of your job, they're still running around rampant. They're running around just destroying the lives of people. For the individuals, male and female, who thought that they could tear up a house and then tear you down on their way out because they didn't have the discipline to say no to someone that they wanted to indulge with. They didn't have the discipline to turn down their vices and their habits so they could focus on you in a home that you were trying to build with them, because they didn't have the discipline to hold themselves accountable whenever you outperformed them at work. When they were comparing you silently in their minds to how your children respond to you versus how their children respond to them. When they were jealous because they saw the relationship between you and your mother, or you and your father, or you and your aunties, you and your family, you and people that just love you, and they were comparing themselves to you and the circle of nothing that they had around them. It's not even that it was nothing. It's that they haven't chosen yet to focus on themselves and healing those connections. What comes out on the other side are people who just seemingly are picking at you for no reason. No, it's not for no reason. There's a reason behind it. Why don't y'all go and tell on yourselves, narcissists? Go ahead and write some more books. Victimize yourself after tearing all the people down that you've torn down to establish yourself in the way that you did. All these people who are so-called professionals, who there's someone that raised your children while you were playing, okay? And then when you tried to raise your own child, for the men and women who call themselves taking a child from someone, just a show of power, again, misuse of power and authority, and you wonder why you don't have any power or authority in your own home or at your own job. Why you have to keep bouncing from job to job. Anyway, I'm just saying, primarily, yes, it is I mean to be a mirror to the people who tried it with me, but really I want to be a voice, just an echo of hope to those who are still going through. I'm talking to you from someone's couch right now. When I say I've lost everything and picked myself up many times, I would do it many times over, because if what's on the other side was me having to deal with mistreatment, abuse, manipulation, literal mind fucking, I don't wish it for anyone. I chose for myself, and I'm so happy with what I've chosen. Let someone else, that cousin, that friend, that coworker who thought that they were taking my man, you can have him and all those problems that you didn't even know that I was having. Even the ones that you knew I was having that you thought that you wouldn't have when you got them. The people who wanted my job, they wanted to give my job to other individuals. And those people got the job, and now they see the demonic forces that were trying to weigh on my shoulders. And I was like, oh, y'all got me up, all of you. All of you. To all of the weeds coming up, the beautiful sunflowers, the beautiful dandelions coming up through the middle of the cracks of the concrete. Man, keep on. Flow on, baby. Flow on. Be what you needed. Be the hope that you needed. Be the love that you needed. Be the trust that you needed. Be the mercy and the patience that you needed. Be the shoulder that you needed. It is true what they say. You can't heal anyone, really, until you heal yourself. But a part of that can be you just coming together with others that are like-minded. If you find yourself resonating with anything that I'm saying here on this channel, then bless you. And first and foremost, I'm sorry that you've had to experience any of that. Any of what you would have experienced where you can say, I know exactly what she's talking about. If you can say that or you're feeling that, I'm so sorry, but at the same time, victory was obviously yours because you're surviving it. You survived it. Okay, that's enough for this rant. I don't typically rant without the camera being on. This is one of the few times that I've done it since I've started this channel, and that's another thing. I'm so grateful for that, for the opportunity to even do it. Like, I care, but I don't care. Some of my posts, I can get hundreds of hits, and there are some posts that I might only get 5 hits. You can come back to it whenever you get ready, but there's someone who's going to see and hear and feel what I'm expressing, and it's going to resonate, and it may motivate you to make a change in your life, or to evaluate yourself, or to handle a situation with a little more courage, or even with a little more understanding, a little more patience, whatever you need to transform your life. That's all that I'm doing. And you have I won't say a front row seat, but you have a seat in the house of the transformation of Teneca. Okay, I'll leave you with that. And thank you so much for tuning in to me. You have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your life. May all the support that you need come to you. May all of the abundance, may all of the love and the hugs and the joy and the ethical, everything good. May it come to you easily. May you attract it, and may you hold it with the justice that it deserves. Okay, you all have a good rest of everything. Peace be unto you. Like, share, and subscribe.